What is that? What's lit up in the moonlight over there? Is that a Triumph?
It's the Triumph. Guys, we're back for a little update on the Triumph Spitfire that we're working on for my uncle here.
We're just out here cleaning up the wiring. You can see those harnesses with the zip ties, just they were out of the way while I got everything in working order there.
But the Triumph now has all working lights and turn signals and brake lights and reverse lights and all of that good stuff,
As you can see.
So the Triumph project is pretty much wrapped up now. We got all the new door seals in. I got all the old glue and crap cleaned off the top hardware earlier this week when I was out here. Then I came back, and it's kind of been funny because, like I said, this is at my parents' house. My house is about a half an hour away at a small town outside of the metro here, so I kept the Triumph here at my parents' house. It's kind of funny because every time I come back, it seems like my dad has done something else. So the frame for the top, I peeled all the glue off of and stuff like that. It was really nasty, and there were some old rivets in there and some fabric from the old top that we had to cut off. And then someone previously had put a bunch of glue somewhere where there shouldn't have been any glue, and I assume that's because the top was leaking maybe a little bit. Anyway, so I came back tonight actually, and I was planning on painting the frame because the night that I pulled all the glue off and drilled out all the old rivets and stuff like that, it was way too cold outside, and I didn't want to make a mess in his garage. So I planned on painting that and I planned on mocking that up and painting it and get ready to go back in the car tomorrow. Come out here, and it's already bolted in. Anyway, so my dad's actually out of town. He's going to help me put that top he's actually going to help me stretch the fabric on sometime this week because you kind of need two people to do it, and there's a few cuts you need to make, so you really want to hold that in place on that frame to make sure you make your incisions in the right spot. So tonight, basically what I did was finish up the wiring like you saw. I got some zip ties and a little bit of harnessing to route a little bit better and clean up, stuff like that. I put the window cranks back on and buttoned up a bunch of little stuff, but the car is pretty much done, and I actually went out and drove it today, and it was running really good. A lot of these older engines are really finicky, if they sit for too long, so I've been pretty adamant about at least taking it out and getting it driving, but this was the first night that I've driven it where it actually looks like a completed car, and it's an awesome place to be. So, like I said, and that's awesome because most of the time I was driving around and people would look at you like, what the hell is that? Like, why is he driving a car that has no headlights? It's all primer, it's a bunch of dents, it's half ugly green and half sanded down. I mean, it looked like crap. The bumpers weren't on it. So this is the first time I've driven it basically restored like it is, where the bumpers and everything all tie it together, all the nice fancy chrome stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's just awesome because now the looks I'm getting are way different. People are giving you thumbs up. They think it's cool because now you can actually see what the vehicle is. Like I said, when it's 110% done and we got the top done and I still have to put door speakers in it, after we do those few things, I'm going to take this out for a legitimate review just because I think at this point this car deserves that. And you deserve it for putting up with the videos of just the boring updates. So, the Triumph is essentially completed. If you thought wiring was hard, and that's probably one of my least favorite things to do in the automotive world, granted this is an old and easy car, but if you thought it was hard, try one, being colorblind, and two, doing it in the dark. I mean, I was completely in the dark trying to shine this spotlight we got going on in there to see exactly what I was doing. And if there's one thing I hate, that I realized I hate now, it's the old school little spade connectors that all these things were. I had to reshape a bunch of them because none of the wires would fit quite right. But it's all done and squared away. Like I said, we're going to get a review of this pretty soon once it's 100% complete. Thanks for watching, guys.